When it comes to saving money for your retirement, you may feel as though, well, when you invest your money, you take 4 steps forward, then 3 steps back, make it impossible to get ahead and create security for your future. Well, our next guest says you can invest your money, you can make it grow, and you can keep it safe. As a matter of fact, he says they don't have a single client that has lost money in the last 14 years. And to tell us how he does it, Thomas Bruckner of Strategic Asset Conservation. And welcome to Sonoran Living Live.
Good morning.
Okay, 14 years, seriously, even through that 2008 crash where everybody lost all of their savings in retirement. How did you do it?
Well, clients are getting some of the upside and none of the down. So what I tell people is when they come on board with us, they're never going to hit a home run with us, but they will hit singles, doubles, and occasionally a triple, but they will never lose the game.
Now, the way you explained it to me before, because, you know, for those of us, I'm not a financial person, and quite honestly, it kind of overwhelms me when I think about it. But, you know, and after a conversation with you, I had a conversation with a financial person. They said, yeah, well, you've gained 35% over the last year. Yeah, but what they're failing to tell me is that I lost 20. But then I gained it back. Right. So I technically still lost 15% if I know the numbers don't add up.
Yeah, well, take a guess as to what the market has yielded per year in the last 14 years. What would you guess?
I would, per year in the last 14 years, I don't know.
The market is up 26% from January 3rd of 2000. And in 14 years, that works out to 1.85% per year.
Oh, and that's so dismal.
So, and there are retirees that have come to us, you know, back in 2000, 2002, who said, I just retired 2 years ago, and I've lost half of what it took 30 years to earn.
Exactly.
And then we had another batch come in 2007 and 8, and the same thing happened again.
Okay, so clients are coming to you now. Perhaps they still have a nest egg. Perhaps they've lost everything. What are you telling them to do? How do you help them?
I'm telling them that, you know, the old adage of no pain, no gain. You know, I used to be on Wall Street. I used to be a registered rep. It's just not true. You can earn market-linked interest without the market risk, and that's what we do.
I want to bring up this graph, excuse me, that you brought along. It's kind of complicated. In a nutshell, help me understand what...
Sure. Well, we're looking at the orange line here. The orange line represents the S&P 500. So back in 2000, the market lost half, 51%, of its then acquired value. It took us 5 years to get all of that back, and then we lost 57% of that reacquired value. So, you know, people will tell you, stockbrokers will typically tell you when you're right here, whatever you do, don't sell.
Right, hang on to it. It's going to go back up.
Exactly, it's going to go back up. And the adage is that the rationale is good if you're in your 30s, 40s, and maybe early 50s. But if you're a 67-year-old retiree who isn't contributing to a 401k anymore, you're not going to be able to make up that loss with contributions, and now you're at that stage of life where you're taking withdrawals.
Can you help those people? Can
Absolutely.
you help those folks who are in their late 60s, maybe mid-60s, who have lost everything?
Well, they haven't lost everything. They've lost a third to half, and they're reluctant to put it back into this market. This is the least enthusiastic bull market we've had in a long, long time.
But your approach is very different. What is it that you're recommending people do? What is it that you do for them?
Okay. Well, my background back in the late 80s and throughout the 90s was to put people at risk in the market, and we grew their portfolios really quickly. I kind of had a premonition that the market we were so far beyond market average history in 2000. We said, look, move to cash. So we moved our clients to cash. We put them in something called an index annuity.
Okay. And that's really what you're focusing on, what
Exactly.
you want to educate people on. And here's what you do for people. You get to know them, you build a relationship with them, and he also offers up some seminars to help you learn how to better grow your money. And you can learn how to do that and more about their services and get a ton of information on their website, Strategic Asset Conservation. It's go2night.com. You can call for a complimentary consultation or reserve a seat at one of their upcoming seminars at 480-661-6800. I hear my money growing as we speak. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.